y'all knew what I came back for. Y'all know what I know what y'all wanted me to come back for. Here we go. Hello. Hi, how are you? If you're new here, hi, I'm Voyia. And I make a variety of videos, and if you ever want me to play something, please do not hesitate to ask. It would mean the world to me if you liked, subscribed, and comment your favorite type of potatoes. I think mine are tater tots, but I'm not for sure anymore. Yeah. That's all I got to say. I told you guys I was gonna come back in here and try to get another ending, a different ending, because that one just seemed so neutral and so calm that I don't feel like I got chaotic enough. So I'm starting from here, but I'm gonna skip it to the point where we get to spend the night at Ren's house. And then maybe I'll go back in. If it's too short, I'll probably go back in and try to find something different. And yeah, that's my game plan. I know a lot of y'all yesterday probably was upsetty spaghetti because yesterday my video took forever to upload. Like right now, I'm recording this now, but it's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. I usually upload at 9 a.m. It's 10 a.m. right now, and the video is still have not done its checks yet, so I can't do anything about that. That's YouTube, and until it does its checks, it's like advised not to upload it. So yesterday's video was probably very, very short. Sorry for talking y'all ear off. It's already been like 4 minutes. It's not been that long, but still. We're gonna still do everything the right way, but I'm just gonna skip it to the point where Ren asks us, do we want to stay the night at his house or do we want to stay the night at our house? Okay, so here we are. We're here. We went through the whole thing the exact same as far as I can remember, the exact same. But this time I'm going to say we should go to Ren's place. Somehow I felt a lot more comfortable going back to Ren's apartment instead of my own. I don't want to risk Moth's safety either, so I tried my best to convince myself that this really is a good idea after all. With a resolute nod of my head, I turned to Ren with a meek smile. Would it be alright if we go to your apartment? Yes, of course. It's totally fine. It's not far from here anyway. Oh, he's so... I do enjoy the fact that Ren does not care, like, at all. Because it's like, a lot of the things that my character asks for, or asks him to do in this case, a lot of things that Angel asks him to do, it is not like hard stuff. It is stuff that I have seen like an astounding amount of men say no to. Like, girl, you can't come back to my apartment. You just had some random dude bump into you or whatever. Nah, you can't come back to my apartment. Or they be trying to have like multiple side pieces and stuff, and then they think that that's hot. They really think that having multiple women in their life is hot. Ew. Only if they agree to it would it be hot. I don't get it. I don't get men sometimes, I swear. Moth seems a bit peeved by the person who bumped into me, but they still nod their head at my question. Alright then, let's go. Back to Ren's house. Although this will also make it easier for Moth to potentially get her own bed and not have to sleep on the couch too as well. Soon, we all arrive at Ren's apartment. The elevator ride to his floor is just as slow and tacky as last time, yet Moth doesn't seem to mind in the slightest. In fact, they seem to be wholly engrossed with their surroundings, much like I had been the very first time I visit Ren's place. Stepping inside, I noticed that the slippers from last time were waiting by the door, and the sight alone sends a wave of appreciation through my body. Did Ren leave them out for me? As cheesy as it sounds, it almost feels like coming home to my own apartment. But it's Moth awestruck voice that pulls me back to the present, and I watch in silence as they take in the scene before them. Funny. Was this how I looked when I first arrived here? Yeah, I mean, we didn't know that he was making bank, first off, and secondly, it's just weird coming to somebody else's house and then noticing like this person never speaks about their personal life. So it's like, wow, you really live here? Okay. Um, cool. Yeah. And then you're just like, oh my God, this person lives in a mansion. Like, there are people out there that won't talk about their personal lives at all. And I respect that, because, you know, privacy can be good for your mental health. Trust me, when you have everything out there in the open and everybody knows everything about you, it is like people just try to judge you from what they know about you. It's just weird. But yeah, privacy is good. It's okay to keep stuff. That's why I tell you guys in the comment section all the time. If you want to express like something in the comment section, like, hey, voyia, not having a very good day, A, B, and C, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I promise you that as best I can, I will protect you. When it's more of us, it's a little harder, but then I can probably have the money and hire somebody to watch the comments if that's the case. But I always want this place to be safe for anybody to express themselves in any way possible. Now, here's the part where people like somehow forget. I have a email if you just ever want to personally talk to me and just me alone and not like 50,000 people in a comment section. That's perfectly fine. I have an email you can email and I will get to it and stuff and talk to you through there. But yeah, it is understandable to keep some privacy in your life. But it's Moth's awestruck voice. I think I read this already, so I'm gonna skip past it. Oh my God, what kind of entryway is this? And is that marble flooring? Dude, you can afford this much marble? I didn't buy it. It came with the apartment. And so did the rest of the furniture, or most of it. That's a whole lot of marble. You have a lot of marble. I literally said the same thing, right? Look at all of this. It's just marble? Jeez, I guess I skipped the episode where Haruko became a millionaire. Like I said, I'm not Haruko. Are those Gucci slippers? Since when could you afford those? These? They belong to Rin. He let me borrow them the first time I came here. Oh, are there any spare slippers for Moth too? He's getting angry. I hope this doesn't like break up friendships or relationships. I'll have to look. You have more than one pair? Shite, sorry. Probably shouldn't be so loud, huh? You're fine. Rin doesn't have any neighbors, or at least he didn't until recently, I think. Huh. Sure sounds like you're really used to living here, huh? So, when are you moving in? Oh, no. Now that I think about it, the idea is rather tempting. Renari seems fine with the idea of being my boyfriend. Surely he'd enjoy being my roommate too. But before I could get carried away with these fantasies, I remind myself why I'm purposefully trying to distance myself from Ren in the first place. Is it because of the stalker? I didn't want him to get involved with my personal problems, nor did I want to give my stalker any more ammunition to use against me. In fact, I mean, look at all this space. If you won't live here, I will. How many rooms are there? How many kitchens does this place have? Is there a cinema room? Ooh, what about... Here, try and see if these fit you. Oh, he's just like, please, shut up. Be quiet and take this and just shh. Rin's voice cuts Moth off as he throws a pair of shoes onto the ground. Oh, they're a little tight around my toes, but comfy. That's too bad. I don't have any other size. You know, They look like they might fit me better, actually. Want to swap? Moth slippers definitely appeared smaller than the pair I'm currently wearing, but they didn't look too uncomfortable, excuse me. That much is evident when we swap, and Moth seems to be feeling all the more better in a larger pair of slippers. If their wide, appreciative smile was anything to go by. You don't mind? Not at all. Actually, maybe I do have another pair that'll fit you better, V. Here, I'll go and check again. It's cool, Ren. Don't worry about it. Oh. Ren is not liking the dynamic between me and Moth. I hope he does not do anything bad to Moth. I hope she makes it like it's just one night, Ren. Please don't hurt Moth. Let her go home peacefully. Like, allow her to live, please. As we make our way into the living room, Moth suggests ordering takeout so we can eat while catching up on recent episodes of Attack on Giant. It's almost comedic watching Ren and Moth huddle over the phone to look through the menu, and I nearly end up letting a laugh slip through when they start bickering over the meal deals not actually being that good of a deal. Nowadays, absolutely. In America, most definitely. Meal deals are not. Like, they'll be like, I'll tell you the one I heard recently. So, if you don't know what Dairy Queen is, as far as I know, a little bit of everywhere, but different places have different things. In America, right now where I live, they have a thing where like, oh, you can get an 80-cent blizzard or something like that, or 85-cent blizzard or something like that. So, with that being said, they'll be like, oh yeah, you get an 85-cent blizzard if you download the app and order from the app and all this other stuff. And then it's like, but I don't want a Dairy Queen app on my phone for a 85-cent thing that you can just walk in the store and get. Not to mention, you also have to purchase something. I don't know what the price is, but they have like a price that you have to purchase stuff. So it's like, you get an 85-cent blizzard if you buy something above $5 or something like that. I don't think that's the deal, but that's what places will be like. And I'm like, well, I guess it's somewhat of a deal, but I still have to like spend about $5 to get a blizzard. So technically I'm paying $5.85 for a blizzard and whatever I buy. As we make our way to the living room, we already read this. Sorry, I somehow jolted backwards, I guess. I don't know. Leaving the two of them to their own devices, I plopped onto the couch with a sigh and absentmindedly clutched one of the throw pillows. Odd. I swear I have the exact same cushions on my couch back at home. Did Ren and I always have the same taste in decor? And since when did Ren start decorating his apartment? I mean, you did kind of mention it's kind of empty and kind of like a hospital, so he probably took that into consideration and was like, if I'm going to date this girl and she's going to come over to my house, I would like to at least make it a little bit more comfortable for her. Last I checked, everything in here came pre-furnished, tacky decor and all. Before I can get too deep into my thoughts, Moth and Ren joined me on the couch once more to fill me in on what they ordered and what they got for me as well. Moth seems all too happy to talk about the fried rice dish they ordered. Lately I have not been liking fried rice. I've been getting plain rice. If I get Chinese, I usually get plain rice. Before rambling on about how most fast food joints never usually have it in stock, all while Ren gets the television set up for us. Next thing I know, we're almost 2 episodes deep into our food arrives. It takes another 3 more before we're all finished with our meals, and soon enough, Moth is relaxing on the floor with a bunch of pillows surrounding them while Ren and I remain on the couch. Looks like you guys have like 2 sets, like he has a sectional. She could have sat on the end of the sectional if she didn't want to sit with us. My favorite part of the sectional is, voyia, zoom in on it. This little area right here, that little corner area, perfection. I just want to sink into the middle and don't nobody talk to me. Here we go. It's finally beach episode time. You guys have to see the outfit the animators put him in. It wasn't in the manga, but I still think it's cool. Wait, we should turn the lights off for maximum effect. I guess. Moth voice fills the silence as they get up, flicked off the light switch, and start to pump themselves up for the opening song. Yet my mind can't help but wander towards today's events. I still couldn't shake off the encounter from earlier, or the fact that I now had solid proof of a stalker who wouldn't leave me alone. Still, going to Ren's place is definitely a smart idea. There's an entire team of security personnel down in the reception, excuse me, and you need a specific key card to make it past the first door. Now knowing this, I wouldn't have worried about Moth's safety as much, and for some reason, well, I don't know why, but I always seem to feel a lot better whenever Ren is around. Speaking of, no, he's so cute. I love his long hair. He is just so adorable. And especially, like, I get that he doesn't like me and Moth's dynamic, but I feel like once he gets used to how Angel and Moth interact, it won't bother him as much. Like, he won't be thinking. I think he just thinks that Moth is competition more than Moth is like a friend. And understandable for a lot of guys, because some girls will take friendship to the extreme. I am not freaking joking how like friends will be like, no, you can't talk to my best friend type of thing. It's like, ma'am, please stop what you're doing. I cast a sneaky glance in Ren's direction, only to find him sprawled out on the couch. He offered to share his blanket earlier after I offered mine to Moth, and I couldn't help but notice how much of it he had given to me. Scoot closer, Ren. In fact, only half of his leg was covered, and with winter right around the corner, I was worried he was too shy to admit that he was feeling cold. Without thinking, I leaned over and gently draped a portion of the blanket across Ren's lap in an attempt to offer him some warmth. Are we gonna give him a little tug under the blanket? No, too early in the morning for that. It is 10:24. I should stop. I'm sorry, y'all. But as I do, my hand inevitably brushes against the back of his. My brain. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why I'm laughing. So as I was reading and it like inevitably brushes against, my brain finished a sentence in my head, and it was not the back of his. It was not the back of his anything. It was my hand brushed against his dingleberries. And I was going to say, look, the old tug under the blanket where Moth can't see. I'm just saying. Y'all, don't listen to me. I'm back into reading mode. Hold on, because I'm losing my voice. I'm still like getting over this cold. Well, the flu. I'm still getting over the flu, so I am losing my voice. I do sometimes feel a little out of breath, but it's nothing like to the extreme. And thank y'all for bearing with me, because I am losing my voice just a little bit. And it's then that I notice just how cold his skin feels. A surge of concern washes over me, and I have half a mind to reach out and grasp his hand in my own, but Ren's immediate reaction keeps me rooted in place. Almost unshamedly, his gaze shifts towards me before he sends me a curious look. And when he finally speaks, his voice is barely above a whisper, almost getting drowned out by the noise coming from the television. It's okay, Angel. You can have it. The blanket? I'm not the one with frozen hands. What kind of woman would I be if I let my boyfriend's hands get cold? Not giving Ren any time to respond, I reach out and gently cup his freezing hands in my own. Oh, I'm happy that Angel is getting comfortable with the word boyfriend, because in the beginning, she seemed to be a little nervous around him. But your hands are cold too. Ren, shh. We both glance in Moth's directions for any signs of disruption. She wants y'all to shut up. She enjoying the show. But they seem far too engrossed with whatever is happening on the television to fully turn around. You're cold. I shouldn't noticed earlier. Here, I'll go turn up the heater. No, it's okay. Here. Why don't we snuggle up together? Ask to change the temperature. Take back the blanket. Tell Ren you're fine. Snuggle up together. If we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend, we could snuggle up a little bit. It looks like Ren almost has snake bites. That's cute. Eleanor once told me the more efficient way to stay warm is sharing body heat. Why don't we sit a bit closer? Closer? Yeah, sure. Okay. Seriously, Ren, quiet. Moth could come back there and swing on you. You don't shut up about her show. Without missing a beat, I throw the blanket over our shoulders and scoot closer to Ren till my arms and thighs are brushed up against his. But Ren takes it a step further by pulling my legs over his lap and resting one of his hands over my knees to prevent them from falling. Aw, that's so sweet. And just as I dare to take a glance in his direction, Moth chooses now of all times to turn around to talk to us. Finally, we get to see Haruko. She's like, yeah, I don't care what y'all do. Y'all can be effing back there. I don't care. We get to see Haruko today. I doubt they realized what Ren and I were currently doing in the dark. In fact, Moth seems all too engrossed with the TV as Haruko's grand interest flashes on the screen. Yet, I couldn't help but let my mind wander towards Ren. Being this close to him, I could practically feel the warmth radiating from his body. Yet, all I can focus on is the way his thumb rubs small circles on my knee while his other hand plays with the loose material of my bottoms. So, funny enough story, no one could do this to me. Not because like, oh no, I'm just so shy and so reserved that I could not do anything like this. It's just a simple fact is that my knee is very ticklish. So if he was rubbing circles on my knee would just jerk every now and again, and I would probably start giggling and laughing the whole entire time. But playing with the loose material of my bottom, sir, I'm telling y'all, the old under the cover tug, it works every time. Almost daringly, I sneak a glance in his direction, only to find him staring at me with a gentle expression in return. I thought you wanted to watch the beach episode. I am. The TV is that way. You can't talk to me like that when you're doing what you're doing. With a teasing smile, Ren points towards the television, though the look in his eyes practically challenged me to look away. Okay, here we go. We're going to the beach now. There, on the television in all its glory, is the iconic Giant's Grove. We visited earlier today, and Moth can barely contain her excitement. Oh my god, look! There's the massive rock art we saw. Dang, they really did take a whole lot of inspiration from Corland Bay. They're not shy with the way they languidly flopped over the carpet and pulled one of the cushions to their chest to get more comfortable. Sorry, my phone was ringing. But the moment is fleeting as Haruko soon appears on the screen in a magical pink flurry. So Haruko does have pink hair. Okay. Almost instantly, Moth rolled onto her stomach instead, kicking their legs and practically melting over the sight of Haruko in a swimsuit. Yeah, okay. So Ren and Haruko, he's modeled himself off of Haruko. Got it. His muscles, look! Oh, I yearn to lick the crevices of his what? Okay. Suppressing a laugh, I glance at Ren, who seems to be sporting a worried, yet just a flesh look on his features. He just looked like, if she feels this way about Haruko, just imagine how she feels about me right now. Like I'm a little scared. And here I thought your fondness for Haruko was unmatched. Those are some big words coming from someone who's rocking the same hairstyle as him. What? What does that mean? Hey, what are you two whispering about over there? Well, like I said, a nice tug of war under the blankets. Y'all knew what I came back for. Y'all know what I know what y'all wanted me to come back for. Here we go. We're just wondering if Haruko's outfit is going to the sudden urge to tease Ren washes over me once more, and before I can stop myself, I trail my hands up his legs, getting increasingly closer to the front of his jeans with every inch. Ren practically chokes on spit the moment my hand lands on his upper thigh as one of his own moves to circle my wrist. And just when I think he was about to move my hand away, he instead lets it rest there. Stealing a quick glance in his direction, I can't help but let out a teasing puff of laughter at just how red his cheeks had become. But in a moment of weakness, Ren unexpectedly turned it into an opportunity to wrap his arms around my waist and pull me directly into his lap. Where did this sudden burst of confidence come from? As I shift to get comfortable, I can feel his telltale shape of his manhood pressing against his thigh, which brings me back to my initial plan of trying to make Ren flustered. Well, look how that turned out. Didn't think I'd let you get away with that, did you? I didn't expect to get away with anything, sir. And we can't have your friends seeing me in this state. Guess you'll have to finish what you started, I can practically feel Ren's smile against the shell of my ear as he leans down to whisper in a hushed tone. The low and husky vibration from his voice alone sends a shiver down my spine, as well as sparking a bout of excitement in the pit of my stomach and making me want even more. Without thinking, I unconsciously find myself reaching for Ren's forearm to steady myself as my eyelids flutter shut. Recently, I have not told anybody in my family that I make YouTube videos except for 3 people, and that is Angel, my brother, my younger brother, Trey, and my father. He does not watch my videos. He said he doesn't watch YouTube videos like that, but he will support me by liking the video and, following me, subscribing to me. So they see these videos, right? They don't watch my videos. They just kind of support quietly. More recently, I just told my mother-in-law that I make videos, and I kind of explained to her that it's a visual novel. Like I read visual novels and she didn't know what a visual novel was. So I also explained to her what a visual novel was. I don't know if I want my mother-in-law, like if she had said, can I, what's your YouTube channel's name? I'll check you out. With stuff like this, absolutely not. I think at this point she would call me a hussy and make Song leave me. Mama Song, if you ever see my videos, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I think I've got something in mind. His voice startles me, and just as I'm about to respond, the thrilling sensation of Ren's hand gliding down my side halts my train of thought. His touch alone is both addictive and electrifying, and the selfish part of my mind keeps screaming out for more. And just like I had attempted to do earlier, I feel Ren's finger inch closer and closer towards my core before They stop right at the opening of my bottoms, almost as if to tease me. I can feel him lean closer now, until all my senses are taken over by Ren. Is this okay? Almost enthusiastically, I give him the consent by eagerly nodding my head, all while feeling my face heat up as I shamelessly guide his hand closer to where I need him the most. Moth is literally sitting in front of us, and we couldn't wait until like after Moth went to bed. There's 2 rooms in this house. There's Ren's room and then the room he set up for me, which I'm sure that's where Moth will be sleeping and if not, she'll be sleeping on the bed. You're telling me we couldn't wait till we got in the bed? And without missing a beat, Ren responds with just as much enthusiasm as me, deftly undoing the constraints of my bottoms before slipping his hand into my underwear. After I stifle a moan once I feel the foreign sensation of his fingers running across my folds, and the next thing I know, his pushing one of them inside and curling inwards. They're talking about he's playing a video game. He's playing a video game, YouTube. Don't get me. Another wave of pleasure wrecks through me, and I cling onto Ren's upper arm to stop myself from toppling over. At this point, if I was Moth, I'd be like, I'm gonna go watch this in the room. Y'all busy. Y'all can read. Y'all can read. It's nothing bad here. This man is letting us know that Voyia has the grip 9000. Can we just say good job, Voyia? Good job. Good job. She's been doing them kegels. She's got her pearl egg every night. Oh my goodness. At that, Ren inserts yet another long finger into the tree of life. Then another, before he starts pumping them in and out of the tree of life at a slow and torturous pace. Absolutely. I really am, Ren. There is an unmistakable tinge of mirth in Ren's voice, indicating that he's clearly having the time of his life teasing me like this. Oh, don't tell me you're still unsatisfied, even with 3 fingers in the tree of life. Of course. I mean, I think with a person like Ren, anything that he could potentially give us, and don't y'all dare judge me, because this is a no judgment zone here. Anything that Ren gives us, we're going to take it regardless what it is. But we're going to always want more from him. Guess I have to do something about this, huh? You need something bigger to fill up the cup. Yeah, sure. Before I can respond, Ren cuts me off by lifting my hips to pull my bottoms all the way down. Hold on. He's strong enough to lift you. Amen. Amen, Ren. And had I not been immersed in the way he was practically playing with me without a care in the world, I'm sure I would have felt every inch of embarrassment for being so exposed. Perhaps that's why I'm so thankful for the privacy the blanket around us provides, or for the fact that it's easily muffled all the lewd sounds Ren was pulling from me. When I tell you that it's not going to muffle much, you think it would, but if the tree of life is leaking the way Ren is claiming it to be, it wouldn't muffle much. And I'm telling you right now, if I was Moth, I'd be like, I'm trying to watch TV. I'm not trying to hear macaroni and cheese. Like, oh my God, go in the room. My goodness, they would have ruined it for me. I would have been mad. My whole anime would have been ruined. But still, I can't seem to comprehend how Moth still hasn't picked up on what we're doing yet. She probably has. Might be like the freaky kind that like to listen. Not that I have much time to dwell on that thought, however. As soon as I feel the tip of Ren's manhood prodding against my tree of life. Shh. Moth is gonna hear you. As if to soothe me, Ren places a gentle kiss against my cheek. But the chaste action seems to stark contrast to what he currently is doing underneath the blanket, which was to guide my hips lower and lower until I'm sinking down on the length and taking every agonizing inch of it inside the tree of life. Look, I'm not getting demonetized for y'all. I refuse to. There's an all too familiar burning sensation from the sheer size of him stretching out the tree of life, but I ignore it in favor of all the pleasure I feel from being so full. It's almost like a lifetime passes before Ren is fully sheathed inside the tree of life. But just as I try to move, his hand holds me down and prevents me from squirming out of his reach. Why didn't Ren want me to move? Was he still feeling sensitive? Girl, the fact that you aren't pregnant yet is it blows my mind every time I think about it. The fact that you aren't pregnant yet. You're not allowed to move yet. Consider this a punishment for all the teasing you did earlier. Ren, you can't be serious. Never been more serious in my entire life. In fact, maybe I should just stay like this a little while longer. You wouldn't mind, right? I want to move, yet Ren's hand remained firmly around my waist as he casually bucks up into the tree of life. All I am able to do is grind against his pole while he lavishes my neck with endless kisses and love bites. His hand doesn't stay idle for long either, as he eventually travels down my stomach to play with my tree of life and make me see stars. I soon reached a point to where I have to stifle every gasp, and y'all see the M, y'all know what it says, lest I alert Moth and clue them into what we're currently doing. But I can't seem to feel even an ounce of embarrassment when Ren is languidly rolling his hips against mine and sending wave after wave of pleasure through my entire body because we are eating ice cream. That we're going to clean it up. I never felt so full in my life because of the Chinese food, YouTube, and somehow having Ren be this close to me felt oddly intimate. His chest is practically glued to my backside as I lean over my shoulders to observe his ministrations, and having his free hand intertwine with my own only makes the moment feel all the more tender. I'm going to assume that y'all can get this done in about 20 minutes because I don't think, correct me respectfully in the comment section below, but I don't think anime episodes last this long. At all. Not even a little bit. I have been reading for quite some time, and I don't think anime episodes last this long. And I guess you could say they're watching them back to back to back. But in between, I'm sure that Moth is probably like talking to them because she was talking through the whole thing anyway. So she's probably like, yeah, this is a good anime. Then all she hear is like, yeah, y'all clapping, like they're excited back there that they're giving Haruko a standing ovation. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Without thinking, or perhaps it's because I'm too far gone in the hazy pleasure of it all, I let my head loll to the side and rest against his shoulder with a soft thump. Ren wastes no time turning his attention to the exposed shell of my ear once more, while his other hand goes back to pleasuring my tree of life. His fingers feel so good, and I can't help but let out a small yelp every time he brushes against the sensitive spot inside the tree of life. At that, Ren immediately perks up with a mischievous glint in his eyes. You think, Ren? You think? Wait a second. Are we getting a threesome here? A tree. YouTube, a threesome. Okay. Wait. Would they be okay with that? Huh. We'd have to text Moth about it later. We don't want to just spring this on them, you know. You don't know what they're into, so maybe not. There's something so thrilling about them catching us like this. No, it's not. You in my lap. Okay. At least then they'd understand that I'm the only one who can make you feel this good. Ren, so look, I gotta snatch my mind out of schmorny mode. So Ren does see Moth as competition and not a friend. That was like the thing that I was worried about, because that could lead to something really, really bad. If Ren sees Moth as competition, oh boy. Let's just hope that that dies down. And again, like I said, maybe over time of being with us, he'll see like, oh, Moth isn't a threat to my relationship at all. She's just a friend, you know. Or they're just a friend, excuse me. Their pronouns is they. I'm assuming that their pronouns are they, them, because they keep calling them they. So hopefully that all dies off. It almost seems like Ren is rambling to himself instead of me. Must be getting hard for you to focus now, huh? Good, because that's exactly what you do to me. Sometimes I'd watch you while you work in a... Did he just admit to schmocking me? I feel like it's late enough in the video that I can say stalking, right? Did he just admit? It's always so hard for me to focus on reading when you're constantly moving about. You know, bending down to pick up something or stretching upwards to place a book on the shelf. Sometimes I catch your scent whenever you walk past the aisle I'm in. And then I have to resort to relieving a yell. They're talking about screaming. In the, hey, are you listening to me? It's extremely difficult to listen to anything when all I can focus on is the way Ren's thick pogo stick feels as it remains buried deep inside the tree of life. Nothing to say? Feels that good, huh? Want more? No begging. We're bigger than that. We may give him the satisfaction of doing what he's doing right now, but we don't beg. That alone seems to do the trick as Ren moves one of his hands to the mountains to play with the mountain peak. I can't help but to keen out as I feel him start to move his hips once more before his soft lips return to the juncture between my shoulders and neck to plant even more open mouth kisses. Hearing him yelp so close to my ears sends goosebumps all over my body, and the brazen part of me silently hopes that he'd do it again. Think you've been patient long enough. Time for your reward. Amen. Next thing I know, Ren starts moving his hips for real this time. almost like he was using me as his own personal flashlight. Okay, before he bites down on my neck with a yelp. The only thing I can focus on are the way his pogo stick pumps in and out of the tree of life, the feeling of his lips against my skin, and the loose squinch sounds being muffled by the blanket. No way that Moth can't hear any of this. She's probably I know if I find myself, and I unfortunately I have found myself in a third wheel situation like this, situation like this. And I can only tell you from experience when it happened to me. Yes, I was of age, yes, before anybody say anything, but in this situation, I had just got off of work and I brought my friend home to their partner, and this friend is also still subscribed to my channel. Like months ago, I checked to see if any family members were subscribed, so I was just typing in random names and stuff and trying to find their sex so I can get them out of my channel, because I don't want anything to do with this side of the family. And again, I don't like dead subscribers, but this person is still subscribed to my channel, and I took them home after work. So if they watch this, you know what you did. I took them home after work, and I was sitting on the edge of their bed watching TV, and the TV was really, really loud, but the bed was rocking. And at first I thought someone, in my head, I'm thinking like, no way they would do anything crazy behind me. I'm thinking these people are rocking their legs. They're rocking their legs, all right. When you turn around and you see your friend at the time, she was my friend, so you see your friend at the time, legs above their head, then you know that, okay, this wasn't, I was just supposed to bring you home and watch a movie with you. This is not what I signed up for. So in this situation, I sat perfectly still because I was scared. Like as soon as I looked back and saw that, I immediately just like hyper focused on the TV. Let me tell you, I know that movie from front to back. To this day, I know that movie from front to back. I can tell you everything that happens from the beginning to the end. I can even mimic the actors in that movie. That's how hyper focused I was on that movie that day. And it's not like I had an issue with them doing what they were doing. It's just that we had just got off working like a 12-hour shift, and I was tired, and she's like, yeah, you could just spend the night here. And I'm like, now I think you were trying to get something going and stuff. And then somebody touched me, like my back, like they put their hand on my back, and I'm just like, okay, all right. I think they wanted the tree space, pause, some. The only thing I can focus on were the way his manhood. Okay, we already read this. We gotta get past this. And perhaps it's from the thrill of getting caught, but for some reason, I feel a rush of adrenaline course through me. I would be terrified. It's so unlike anything else I've felt before, especially compared to the last time I gotten intimate with Ren. I mean, the very first time we've done something like this, it was in the privacy of my own room, but this is completely different, and on a completely different level. Ren must be on the same wavelength as me, as every so often I catch him sneaking glances in Moth's direction with a familiar glint in his eye. Was he making sure we wouldn't get caught, or did he want Moth to turn around and catch us in the act? I wonder if I think the answer is yes. I think Moth would. I know I would. Seems fair, don't you think, voyia? I mean, you have all those photos of me at the beach. Shouldn't I have photos of you like this, spread out, bouncing? Just kidding. Yeah, okay, Ren. Besides, Photos can't compare to having the real deal right in front of me. Being able to hold you like this definitely beats doing it with a pillow. I'm sorry. I'm trying to switch words so I don't get in trouble. It's the same for you, right? You'd like doing it. It's okay. As he says that, the tip of Ren's length brushes against the sensitive spot inside the tree of life, which has me throwing my head back on to keen out, excuse me. Oh my God. As I keen out, these are so hard because these are hard to read for me because I try to switch words so I don't get in trouble. That is all. And trust me when I say this is not making me uncomfortable. This is just like, dang, how could I trade this word out with what? My hips shamelessly move out of their own volition at this point, and I meet every single one of Ren's holds as he bucks up into the tree of life with reckless abandon. Soon enough, I can feel myself slowly inching closer and closer to my peak. My eyes squeezing shut the moment Ren pulls me down fully onto the pogo stick, and I begin to see stars the moment his thighs are flushed against my own as he ruts his pogo stick on the tree of life. Next thing I know, the warmth of his seed spills inside me. Tree of life. Inside the tree of life, and I find my own release shortly after. With one final satisfying sigh, my body lingly slumps against Ren's embrace as I hear him chuckle from somewhere above me. My eyes feel droopy all of a sudden, and I end up drifting off in Ren's arms. Now, how the heck do we get out of this situation if I fell asleep or passed out on the couch? Okay. When I came to, the first thing I noticed is the comforting weight of the blanket still covering me on the couch, alongside Ren's familiar presence by my side. The soft glow emitting from the TV cast a soft light in the otherwise darkened room. And it's then that I realized that the second episode of Attack on Giant is currently playing on the screen. Dang, did I really doze off long enough for the series to loop? Weren't there at least 40 episodes? I still don't understand. Like, if I'm going to talk to you about my favorite anime, through, like, the anime, like, when I watch anime with song, I talk through the, like, I don't talk through it, but, like, I'll mention something, or I'll pause it and ask a question, or something like that, or, you know, just have conversations about the anime. You tell me Moth sat there quietly and didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear that macaroni in that pot, or whatever. You didn't hear any of that. I'm just saying. With a soft groan, I adjust myself into a more comfortable position to survey the rest of my surroundings, only to realize that my movement must have stirred Ren awake as well. Glancing behind me, I immediately noticed his sleepy expression and tidied appearance, which means he must have taken the time to fix both of our clothes at some point during my slumber. An appreciative smile pulls at my features, one that Ren happily returned with his own, before the sound of the tired, drawn-out yawn breaks the silence and ruins the tender moment. Turning back around, it's then that I notice that Moth slowly began to drift off from their spot on the floor. If the drooling coming from the corner of their mouth was any indication, it must be bedtime. Must be bedtime for all of us. Amen. At that point, I would have never woken up. I would have still been asleep. I would have slept through the night like a baby. But after everything that we just done, the last thing I wanted to do was leave the warmth of Ren's body. But the thought of a comfy bed with plenty of leg room was calling my name. I barely have any time to weigh on my options, however, as Ren immediately picks up on the drowsy demeanor and offers to show us to our rooms so that we can rest. Well, I say that that's a good place to stop at. I'm not going to stop, but I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that this is all over with. First off, the cleanup. How did you clean up, if that makes sense? Secondly, can I have a shower? Because you did release the seed in the tree of life, and I need a shower. I do. I definitely do. Eventually, he leaves Moth and me to settle in for the night, claiming that he has one last matter to take care of. As I step into my own room, I notice it's just as gaudy and extravagant as the rest of the apartment, furnished with the most ornate decor and bold color choices I've ever seen. But just when I think it couldn't get any worse, I survey the rest of the room and come face to face with the most unfortunate revelation. It didn't come with its own bathroom. Dang it. Again, I would have been like, yeah, before I go to bed, I gotta take a shower. With a grumble, I step back into the dark hallway, borrowed toothbrush and clothes in hand, and prepare myself for the inevitability of getting lost in Ren's endless maze of an apartment. I've never seen a gigantic apartment. I would love to see one that I get lost in. I would love to see an apartment that I get lost in. All of this for a single bathroom. I have no doubt that this place has at least 4 bathrooms, but the chances of me finding even one seems laughable. Yeah. Stumbling around yet another corner, I come across Moth, hunched in front of a door with a frown on their face. Moth? Oh, sorry. Were you looking for the restroom too? Nah, my room has a private in-suite. I'm actually looking for something else. A private what? Where was mine? I'm looking for Ren's cosplay room. Wait, hold on a second. Are you snooping? Moth? Shh. And I'm not snooping. I'm just trying to find where he keeps all the Attack on Giants merch. I'm sure a small peek won't hurt. I watch as Moth reaches for the door once more, only to be met with an audible click and a stiff handle. Oh, dang, locked. Well, what did you expect? Maybe he has a spare key somewhere. You're not seriously thinking about going through his stuff? And never mind that, this place doesn't use physical keys anyway. You have to use the key card to access everything. Why would you even say that? Red explained it to me a while ago. So, does that mean you have one? I'm not going to snoop through his stuff. You won't. But what if I do? Moth? Voyia? Come on. What if he's one of the lucky people who got Haruko's limited edition sword? Uh-oh. You're seriously not interested? Even the slightest bit? Okay, maybe I was a little tiny, minuscule bit curious, but the spark of interest doesn't justify breaking into a locked room without the other person's knowledge. And while it technically wouldn't be breaking in if I used a key card to unlock the door, Ren still trusted me enough to give me one, not Moth, me. Besides, I already did my own snooping yesterday, and look where that got me. Look, instead of breaking in, why don't you go and ask Ren first? I'm sure he wouldn't mind giving you a full tour of his collection, if he even has one. You know, to be a fan of something and to be able to pay the rent in a place like this and then not have fan stuff around, y'all wait and see when I become a huge YouTuber, the stuff that I have in my room. Like, when I tell y'all this room will be decked out with certain anime that I watch and certain things that I like, it will be so decked out, so out there. So I can understand Moth's curiosity, like, where's your Haruko stuff if you're a Haruko fan? But I don't think it's a good idea to be snooping. You've got a point. Man, why didn't I think about that? Think about what? Oh, God. Oh, Ren, he just like scaring me. He like definitely like scaring me. All of a sudden, Ren appears from behind one of the dark hallways and scares the living shite out of us. Ah! Whoa, hey, Pookie Wookie. We were just... Moth wanted to look at your Harko collection. What? Hey! Am I in that room? Why would I... Oh. Well, this is a bit embarrassing, but that room isn't... It's not finished yet. It's a mess. A mess? What was he talking about? Once it's more presentable, I'm sure I'll invite you back and give you a full tour. Right. Sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. He truly is the real life embodiment of Haruka. And wait, didn't he have a line similar to that in the manga? He's got to be some kind of fan if he knows what's in the manga, right? I think. I don't know. Moth must have been on the same wavelength as me, since their mood immediately shifts from embarrassment to excitement before they shoot me a look as if they said, "You heard that too, right?" But before I can respond, Ren cuts me off with a timid laugh. Anyway, was there anything else you needed? V was looking for the bathroom earlier. You need a mirror to check all those fresh hickeys on your neck? I told y'all, Moth is not dumb. She definitely knew. I wonder how those got there. Hey! Oh, but calling me out for wanting to see his Haruko collection was fine, huh? The bathroom? Of course. It's just down the hall near the kitchen. Here, I can show you. Follow me. Leaving Moth to their own devices, I quickly catch up to Ren and follow him down the hallway. Soon enough, the events of today slowly catches up and leaves me feeling tired and drained. Man, today has been a lot, huh? But just as I settle into bed, I hear a faint knock coming from my door. Uh-oh. Was it Ren? I let out a faint come in and wait for the visitor to emerge. To my surprise, it's Moth that appears from behind the door with the sheepish smile on their face. Hey, I didn't wake you, did I? Sorry, I just find it hard to fall asleep when everything is quiet. I'm used to younger siblings bickering in the room next door or hearing someone playing video games downstairs. Do you mind if can I chill with you for a while? I promise I'll sleep in my own bed later. Without missing a beat, I lift the covers and pat the spot next to me, and with a relieved smile, Moth crawls into the bed and lets out a faint hum once they sink into the mattress. When I tell you that Ren is probably gonna come in there and be so mad, I really hope he doesn't hurt them, excuse me. They seem content lying on their backs, so I do the same and look up at the ceiling. The silence that follows is momentarily, seen as Moth soon speaks once more, only this time their voice is much softer than before. Thanks for today, V. No one's really gone out of their way to make me feel so included? Seen? Not really sure what word I'm trying to look for, but I really appreciate everything you've done. I mean, you of all people know that I don't have many friends. I just have trouble talking to people, but I'm glad I can get along with you and Rin this easily. Oh yeah, didn't seem to have any trouble talking with Rin. Probably because his personality reminds me so much of Haruko. Though I didn't think the whole light academia fashion would suit him, but weirdly enough, kinda does. Honestly, it's like Rin walked straight out of my dreams or something. I mean, he's practically a walking amalgamation of all my recent interests. I mean, yes, Haruko, he's nice, he's sweet, he's protective. That's like 80% of women's dreams. There is that other percentage that is into a little BDSM, but you know, whatever. Big stretch, y'all. Must be all the manifesting you've been doing in our DMs. Oh, please, manifesting? I think you're the one who's been doing that. I mean, you always ask for Haruko to be real, and look what happened. True, but I distinctly recall asking for him to be my husband as well. I guess whoever was listening missed that part. Manifest harder. Moth can't seem to contain their laughter at my words, and they end up clamping their hand over their mouth to silence their sounds, lest they wake up Ren. The corner of their eyes crinkled as they turn to look at me with a smile, and I find myself mirroring their expression. Good night, Voyia. Thanks for everything. Good night, Moth. At that, they rolled onto their back once more and pulled the covers over their chin. The silence returns once more, and I'm left to stew in my own thoughts. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Today had honestly been a lot of fun. Plus, it was nice to know that Moth enjoyed themselves this much. I have no doubt that I'll be sad once they leave for the city tomorrow, but I didn't want to ruin this moment with the sappy feelings. With one last smile, I turn on my side and slowly drift off to sleep. Nighty-night. And that's the end of day 5. Well, after all this time, we got our cheeks clapped and in front of our friend too. Thank you guys so much. Truly appreciate it. I don't even know what to call this ending. I don't even know if we can be mean to Ren on day 5 and see what happens. I would like to not be so mean to him, but I don't know. We'll give it another try. I say that I'm gonna wait and all this other stuff to get other endings and stuff, but I'm starting to get that feeling like I want more endings. So I think I'm gonna start trying to get other endings. If you guys want to see that, please let me know by liking this video, commenting something nice, and joining the family. As always, I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye bye.